milk toast. Now with your left hand, reach out and grab your nose. Say yeah, do a high five with your friend. Up high, down low, too slow, let's go.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bake Me Happy. Today we are making some blackberry cobbler. Very easy recipe. Takes about 5 minutes to throw together. Maybe a little longer to measure out the ingredients, but I have a ton of blackberries coming in the garden, so I have been picking them and decided to use some of them to make my future son-in-law a blackberry cobbler. So enjoy the video, like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think. Have a great day.
Okay, y'all, this is a way too easy recipe for this blackberry cobbler. So what I did is I took half a cup of sugar and just tossed the berries in here. When I pick my berries, of course, they're not all ripe at the same time, so I pick them and then I spread them out and freeze them on a tray and then put them in a Ziploc bag so that they're not all stuck together in a clump, and then I can measure them out. So I sprinkled half a cup of sugar on top of 3 cups of blackberries. I've actually doubled this recipe because I was making a larger pan. This recipe I'm giving you is for an 8-inch pan. You can make it in a skillet, a cast iron skillet, or a serving dish. Here I'm using, this is actually a 9-inch cast iron, and the other one I made for my daughter was in a 12-inch cast iron skillet. So I took 3 cups of self-rising flour and 1 cup of sugar and mix that together. And then I added 1 cup of whole milk and a teaspoon of vanilla, and I use vanilla paste. You can use regular vanilla if you want, but then you whisk it all together until it's smooth. In the meantime, you're melting a stick of butter up in the microwave. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that melted butter and you're going to pour it into that skillet. And then you're going to take this batter and you're going to pour it on top of the butter. And then you're going to take the berries and just sprinkle them on top. There might be some, if you use frozen, there might be some leftover sugar hanging in the bowl. You can just take that sugar and sprinkle it on top. But it's really cool how this bakes. You preheat your oven to 350, and this probably took me about 65 minutes. I set my oven timer for 50 minutes, and then I checked it every 5 minutes until the whole top is golden brown. So this is the vanilla paste. I like vanilla paste because I think it enhances flavors better. But like I said, you can use regular vanilla. I make my own vanilla as well, so I have a ton of that, but I always tend to gravitate towards this paste. So here I'm pouring this on top of the butter. And you don't mix it around, just throw it on top. I'm going to sprinkle the berries on top evenly. And like I said, you can see the loose sugar in the bowl, and that's fine. And I just threw the sugar in there before I even started putting this together, so it's not like it sat together for a long time and it came out perfect. So, and I'm popping it in the oven 350 degrees, so for 50 to 60 minutes. This ended up baking for about 65 minutes. And now we're going to speed this up, and you can watch this bake in the oven. And you can see how that batter just comes up over the berries. And it doesn't turn out to be a cake. All those berries sink to the bottom and get thickened. So it ends up being a cobbler. And that top is so buttery and tasty. And around the edges, it gets gooey and chewy. So this is really, really a good recipe. And like I said, so quick to put together. And I'm thinking you could do this with like peaches or, any other kind of fruit. I've got peaches coming in. They're just not ready to pick yet. So I'm going to try to do this with peaches next time. And here's what it looks like when it's finished. It's all golden brown on top. And then the next shot, you're going to see the one I made for my daughter. And if you want to put more berries in it, you can. It's not going to mess up the recipe. So if you want a lot more berries underneath the batter, by all means, put more berries under there. So the next shot we're going to show you when it's all done and served up. Here it's nice and hot and plain, but you can put a big scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of this. So let me know in the comments if you tried it, how you liked it. Please like, share, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.